If it is important to you, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Said by a director named Jim Kahn. My fellow audience, this quote has been the perfect description of all 4 years that we all spent here. It's the perfect description because there were plenty of times in where we found ourselves giving up. Seniors, remember Mr. Yu's final, where it asked you, if you don't remember, oops, that was me while I was taking the exam. Feeling clueless about the answer to a government question. Clueless, felt like there was no path of getting out, but you had no option of making a decision. You had to, whether it was right or not. Never did I think of giving up. I'd always judge those who gave up, not knowing the reason to why they did that. As time progressed, I realized I was in the same situation as them. I thought of settling for less by trying less in school and procrastinating, as I prioritized things that weren't as important as school. I thought to myself, is it really important to keep trying if nothing is resulting in the way I wanted to? What my hard work even matter if I'm not seeing it in my grades? All that effort I thought was pointless wasn't really pointless, because it was a glimpse of how reality works. The reality consisted of cries, stress, and doubts, but it was up to us to figure out how to resolve it and succeed through our failures. The glimpse was for all of us to stop being oblivious about the excuses we put to mask the pain of the failures we've been through. There were plenty of times that were horrendous, the cries and the disappointments of failing constantly through assignments to assessments. I had completely made myself believe that I wasn't good enough, that I was destined on going to college that I didn't plan on attending. My grades resulted in settling for less because my GPA had gone from an honor student to an average student. Receiving the UC letters from those where I applied to was a tragedy. I didn't get it admitted to any, and I felt at the moment that I wasn't a perfect daughter and that I was a failure. I was stuck in situations and where I put myself down because I knew that I could have tried harder in getting better grades and higher scores on my SAT and ACT exams. But then again, I remember hearing my mom's voice haunting my mind saying, do it for yourself, it's your future, not mine. My nursing career was still meaningful to me, but I hit the importance of it by investing my time in things that stopped me from achieving it. Being persistent meant sacrificing less hours of sleep, less hours of tweeting, and less hours of going out. Multiple of us complained about how sleepy we are and how pointless it was all because we felt that everything we were doing wasn't good enough. I stopped my mindset as soon as I found myself tearing for hours because I had just failed my AP government final. That moment was as horrible as Trump's radical plan to fix the U.S. Yes, I failed my government final, but that didn't mean I was clueless about the government and how it works. But that moment, let me start by saying that I felt that I had no way of graduating. I had just turned down my nursing career and there was no possible way of getting out of that situation. I remember calling my mom crying helplessly that I was so sorry to disappoint her. However, she didn't see me as a failure. She told me that I wasn't a disappointment because I made it through 4 years without failing a class. She reminded me that there was still hope because I had a month left of school. She also reminded me that I wasn't a failure because I intended to register at UC Merced, a university that recruited me weeks before making my decision. She repeatedly told me that she was proud of my successes and failures because it was a way of showing my growth as a young teenager. I didn't fully understand what she meant at the moment, but all I know was that her words did impact me. My thoughts made me push harder because I had to satisfy the UC Merced's requirements in order to actually attend the fall 2016 semester. It impacted my life because it shaped who I am as a person, someone who isn't really destined to fail at life. We all have to face persistence in achieving our goals because giving up meant weakness and weakness meant failing at life.